All right, everybody. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. It's going tonight. How's the mic?
Okay, always a good sign, Lee. Good. Ah, I burnt my throat.
First thing to do before a stream. Smart Doll is invading California.
And some of us are going.
It's Monday, August 19th, and this is your Smart Doll news.
That's right. I'm not bitter, but it's okay.
Yep.
We've got some news to talk about this week. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm going to put this
on the windowsill over there?
Somewhere there.
Table's getting a little crowded.
Yeah. We've got some events to talk about. Danny's schedule for the rest of the year ish. Well, some of it at least. And we've got some Cortex 2 updates.
Yep.
Sort of. Some details about the progress there.
Apparently I sound a little muffled.
And then what I can do about that? Not working right. Let me. Yeah, that's she's not
wasn't all the
plugged
way
in all the
in.
way.
Okay, can we try that again?
That should be better.
Is that better?
Thank you, chat. We've got some events from Smart Doll, a Smart Doll actual event, and then the Outpost, the second Outpost.
Yes.
Of the year and ever. Let's get into it.
Okay, so we have LA ComicCon, October 4th to the 6th, 2024. That's the Los Angeles Convention Center, and that is just Danny and team.
Yeah, so this is just like he did at the London Film and Comic-Con, like he has done in the past, where it's just, he'll have a booth, come hang out, say hi. I want to point out, he stresses in his post, that he, connect, tell him about your side projects, and maybe, look for opportunities with him. He is always on the lookout for interesting stuff people are doing and ways that he can collaborate with the community.
It's really great. Now it's being said that my mic is off sync.
Well, nothing should be causing that. She's plugged in correctly. I'm not sure why, but try reloading, and if anyone else wants to confirm that there's a sync issue, let us know. But otherwise, I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, it's better now. Okay.
All right. So we have. I basically just wanted to call attention to the fact that, if you're doing cool, fun stuff and you can make it out to LA Comic-Con, do it. Meet Danny. Show him what you're up to. We've got our ear to some of the pulse of what's going on, and there's definitely, we can see little things happening or influences or stuff that is happening because Danny is out there talking to all of you.
Yeah, he wants to work with the people that get it.
Yeah.
And get him, and if you are that interested in making stuff for Smart Doll, talk to him.
Yep. So always a good opportunity. Now, we also have an upcoming Outpost shortly after, if I can find there's my slides. We've got the next Anime Impulse in the Bay Area, October 12th to the 13th in this year. And yeah, full Outpost, even bigger than last time.
Yeah, more people than last time, which is very cool.
So we thought we'd go through the list and talk a little bit about who's going to actually be there. First up, returning, Elite Doll World is going to be there. Lots of great knits.
Maintenance Bay 3.6, 3.6. Guys, I'm not sure exactly how to say your name. We're going to go with 3.6 because I like it.
I think both are valid.
Yeah.
They're bringing accessories. Last time they did, you can see from the picture here, this is largely from what they had last time. Holsters and stuff.
Bandoliers.
Very cool. Don't know what they're going to have this year.
So leather working and 3D printing for the most part.
I'm acting like it was last year. It's only been a few months since Seattle, but we've also got returning as well, All My Plastic Children, and they've got clothing and accessories for dolls. This is Madeline and Malachi.
Koumori Kimonos. So they bring kimono with accessories like different obi and different charms, which I can never remember the name of them, but the charms that go on charms. The obi, and also their 3D printed geita and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think they were hadn't fully made last time we saw them.
They were showing samples, and you could pre-order them.
Yeah. So I mean, personally, I'm hoping to actually be able to take one home. That would be lovely. But we'll see where they're at this time. Of course, MagicalGirlKitCat.
Yep. She will be there doing face-ups. You can she'll be doing demos as well as like just sitting there doing face-ups and selling some of her face-ups as well. Then we have Turquoise D Shop. They make awesome little 3D printed and polymer clay, I believe.
Food props,
things like that, and they're very well done.
So these are Halloween themed Smart Doll sized cookies.
That's very cute.
Yeah. We've got somebody new to the group, I believe. Express and Enchant. Another apparel. Lots of fun, like quirky's not quite the right word, but like fun mixture of patterns and
cutesy mixing of patterns. Very like cute, fun looking casual wear. It looks like.
Another new person joining, but somebody that we've been familiar with for a long time. Costureiro Store. This is Jerry Fernando.
Yep.
Always rocking amazing outfits for your Coco dolls. I mean, for all your dolls, but very.
He usually uses Coco dolls as his models. And the outfits are beautiful. It was some of the first that we bought was from Jerry. Yep.
And of course, for all of your jewelry and other magnetic needs, Kit and Kat Shop.
3D printed items, jewelry.
And a promise of never before seen stuff. They've been teasing, like they got
some new stuff for their shop, and
they've been raising some money, doing some new things, and hopefully we'll get a peek at those in this. FantiiChii Cosplay accessories. This is they're actually they're 3D printed elf ears I bought for James.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Remember way back when?
I didn't realize they made those.
Yep. They also did the I believe they did the Chobits earpiece and the
and now we see
you can
they've
have
got
your own chi.
The cute kitty ear headphones, etc., and so forth.
And Maria Sardella, who was at the last event, but in her own booth at Anime Impulse.
Like way further down. We went down and visited her. She was showing stickers and things like that. She's an artist, and she's an excellent artist.
So she's going to be showcasing face-ups and accessories. So you can see here that Danny is obviously focusing on people of the Smart Doll creators, people that you voted for as your favorite creators, but also expanding to people that he's been meeting up with on the way.
Actually, Maria was the original concept for Survivor.
Yes.
The face-up.
And of course, My Lady Disdain. That's us. Only one of us is gonna be there. And like I said, I'm not bitter. Not at all.
Yeah. I'm going to San Francisco.
So we're gonna be there. We'll be there selling be seen with Smart Doll shirts in person. And I did add one word to this slide, Sandy. You want to talk about the fact that it says doll and human apparel?
Yeah, I'm actually going to put myself out there and sell some of my sewing at the Outpost. So I don't have anything ready to show you guys today, but I am working steadily on it. And yeah, I'm hoping to be bringing some stuff for Pair and Classic, but definitely for Pair.
So if you're going, you may very well be able to pick up a Sandy original, and do that. Tempest Stripe, yes, we did a couple slides ago. So that is the event. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's getting bigger and bigger, and I can't wait to see, how this evolves from the last event, and in the coming months, and into next year.
Yeah, I think there were 10 people or 10 vendors last time, which was like I wanted to say last year as well, but it wasn't last year. It was just a few months ago. It was back in May. But this one is actually 13.
And I believe, not going to say anything specific about dates or whatever, because I don't remember what is out there, but we are looking at a London outpost coming up before the end of the year, most likely. So keep your ear out for that. We'll obviously be letting you know as soon as Danny makes it like absolutely official. But yeah, very cool. Cannot wait to see like the evolution for this, and then into like a whole nother group of creators. We are also, I think we can talk about this. We are also starting to see Danny putting together, using Discord to start organizing these events. So Danny, we're getting a little bit of a peek into the progress as Danny figures out how to manage a Discord server, which admittedly isn't necessarily the most like straightforward thing, but so we'll be seeing how that goes. I do have this weird feeling, like, I don't know. It's still possible that Danny may sit here and go, nope, sticking with Twitter.
Yeah. Kelly Poplar says, I'm hoping to go to Dallas DollCon. Will we be going there 2025? We have not. We want to. We have not finalized that yet.
So with this trip and with our Japan trip coming 2 weeks after this, or a week, I don't know. Shortly thereafter this, it is something we're figuring out finances and timing and other things like next year. So we will see. But yeah, we're hoping to have an answer for that in the next few weeks and just lock it down.
Barbie Witch says she's rolling through Western PA in 2 weeks.
Well, then you should let us know. Roll through our backyard. So we've got one more story of news this week, and that is, you've seen tromping around San Francisco, the Cortex doll. Cortex 2, the upgrade. Sounds like the sequel.
Apparently, they can now be piloted.
Yes. Well, we've had pilots before. He's been showing off the in the head. You can put somebody up in the behind the faceplate. You can now fit 2 Lego minifigs behind the bust. This is it's pretty amazing. So a couple of the updates here. He's talked about this numerous times, but injection molding, getting these molds right, is the biggest challenge here, and very time consuming. One of the things that he wanted to point out about the new doll is how much thicker the Cortex 2 is in comparison to Cortex 1.
Right.
Now, we've seen pictures. I didn't pull any up, but we've seen pictures. Do you remember pictures of when he was testing the forces that it could apply?
Yeah. There was like the white marks on there.
White marks and complete and utter collapse. So the part of Cortex 1 there, this is just behind the knee. I think there and the upper elbow, right above the elbow, are 2 spots where it didn't have that much support, and you could easily, like, it could warp or crush.
Right.
And you could see just how much thicker they are in there. Now, one of the challenges he also talks about is undercut issues. We're basically, they could add strength to areas by putting in like internal supports and things like that, which could cause undercut issues. And an undercut issue is essentially like a part of the structure that would stop you from being able to pull the thing out of the mold easily.
Okay.
So if you think about doing a mold around like your fist, like closed fist, it could fill in there and you could still probably pull it out. But if you had maybe space in here that's like up around, and then you tried to pull out and it's like holding on to the mold.
Okay.
So it's, he didn't specify specific areas, but those are the things that they have to kind of look for. But basically what he was talking about was some of the thickness they could actually remove, carve out areas, kind of like how he has, you can see these triangles in here. Some parts are a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
This allows them to save on thinness, thin it out a little bit, but still have more strength because of those areas. If he starts to do too many things like underneath other areas in the mold, it can lead to like it getting stuck. They've also been working on the issue with the thicker parts was sink marks, where basically areas can get so thick that it doesn't cool at the same rate.
Okay, so it like kind of like so it would like puddle kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah. So part would harden, but the other part would still be cooling. It would take longer to go, and it would start to sink a little bit. So some of the challenges that they're continuing to have. He did note that they have like 8 molds of these things, which is a lot more. They only had 2 for the entire Cortex 1.
Okay.
So much more involved, and he's essentially setting aside. There's a lot of decisions he's making. He talks about the design philosophy of cost to design, where they're prioritizing designing for quality and user experience instead
of for cost, which is what,
being able to manufacture it more quickly or
right.
things like that, like taking less. We want this to really. He could deal with thinner mold, thinner plastic and stuff, but then he wants these things to last.
Right.
I wanted to call up this picture here, though. This is a picture of the front and back of a faceplate,
which is very cool. It's very cool that he's trying magnetic faceplates for this. Which is
neat. I mean, I love the idea of being able to get different faceplates, being able to get blanks, and get in. We don't have any. No longer do we have floating heads, but we would have floating faces, I guess. Where you could swap
I think faces
characters
would be a lot easier to store.
Yep. I'd love to see again. I don't think he's going to do it, but love varied expressions for the same doll. Mm-hmm. That's always fun. Expressions would be very cool. I have a concern here, though. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about eyes. In fact, the Discord has been on sort of an eye cradle bashing kick of just like people trying to figure out how to best use the eye cradle and stuff like that. And quite like for me, the eye cradle never really. It solved a Danny problem more than it solved a customer problem. Like,
I actually find I like the way that he's putting them in the heads now.
What's changed?
They're already like everything is already positioned on that new cradle.
Yeah,
like properly.
Yeah.
So when you take it out, the eyes come with it, and you can very easily see how to position different eyes. Like, say you're changing the color, it's very easy to put the new eyes right onto those stalks and shove them in place, and they actually work easily.
What I always find though is like when you pull them out and you're replacing the eyes, I guess you've got the other eye to go on, and you could try and mirror it, but like you've got to get it perfectly situated, and you can't quite tell if it's situated until you get it back in there. and sometimes so you get it perfectly mounted back in there. So I've just found like it's hard to, like, they're not overly, it's not easy to adjust them in the eye sockets because you got to pull it out. If you're really good and know precisely how to position them because you're doing these like hundreds every week, it, you know, I think it works well. But for things like for photography and wanting to like change the angle on the eyes, which really helps sell pictures, it's still kind of tough to use.
Yeah.
And I find that sometimes just having the blue tack and being able to open up the head and nudge it a bit.
Yeah, I don't like the blue tack because for me, I always end up getting blue tack that shows. Like I put it in there, and then I put the eye in, and if it's just held by the blue tack, like I get like blue tack seepage into the opening. I hate that. I feel much better in control of it with the eye cradle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, getting them in there, it can be easier. I just find like it doesn't solve like eye adjustment easy. Like you've got to get it perfectly in there. Maybe if you took a bunch of eyes and matched them all up and had a bunch of different colors you could swap in and out, like pre-fixed once they're ready to go. But taking them off the cradle or readjusting, getting them right, I don't know. It feels tough.
So speaking of eye adjustments, let's talk about this image.
So what concerns me here is we can see now we've got a totally different mounting system for eyes than we've ever seen on a smart doll. And the mounting system is essentially screwed into the back of the faceplate. Now, one of the things to know, did I put the other picture in there? No, I didn't. One of the things to know about smart doll eyes, we do have eyes. Let's see. Let's go. Yep. Give me 1 second. Did not launch the camera software for that. And let's try this again. All right. These are smart doll eyes, and as far as we can tell, the main core design in the new ones isn't changing horribly from this, you know, other than like adding the resin layer in between, right? These are flat on the inside. So this is what's being crammed up against the back of the eye sockets in here. So this is basically two, we'll call them cylinders or caps that are being pushed into the back of the eye socket. I think this does one thing really well. I think, from the looks of this, he set this up to perfectly place the eyes. Right, looking the correct, you know, I'm assuming they're maybe slightly pointed, you know, but like not, you know, it should be easy to unscrew that, pop eyes on, and put them in. I think the worst case scenario is, you know, you'd end up having to rotate the eyes, you know, because the eyes could still possibly rotate this way. You know, you'd have to get that orientation right. But I think this will make it very easy to get the standard, straightforward look for the dolls.
Without blue tack, which is pretty cool.
Right. My concern is what this sort of shuts down is aiming eyes.
So you can aiming them to the side.
Yeah, I don't think using this mechanism you can do that at all. Now, what it probably leaves the door open for, because he's created this mounting point, is someone to create a new mechanism that mounts on there. But you would need essentially something that has like a flat, you know, ball, you know, a flat end, but has like a ball or sphere on the other end of it that can rotate in place. So finding a way. But so I think this is, in normal mode, this makes eye placement in one placement very easy.
Tempest Stripe just said someone screen grabbed the pointing with the eye finger.
But again, a reference to Augra
Yeah.
from Dark Crystal. So yeah, I think this. I mean, all in all, this is probably good. I don't like it, but it's just like it really focuses on getting that one pose right. But yeah, as I even talk about this, I think that this opens up the door for someone to figure out a new way to do those and have an alternate eye mechanism that you could install.
Right. I was just looking at the way it's made and trying to see if there was any way to flex that positioning. Like, unless you can, like, I mean, it's got all kinds of angles on it, and I was like, can you actually tilt it and tilt the cylinders? But
maybe I'm wrong, but it's like it would then have to. I mean, it would have to be like almost cone shaped because I mean, again, the back of this is flat, so it'd almost have to come to a point, and still, and that point then could be shifted around.
Right.
So it's possible. It's possible that I'm not seeing the other side of this, and that the other side of this would enable movement. But just from what we're seeing here, there is a chance that this isn't going to do that. But maybe it's spherical on the other side.
I do love the idea of eliminating blue tack, though. That would just be like it's aesthetically more pleasing. It's just more refined.
Yeah. Dee Dee says, I would worry about stripping the screw and never changing the eyes again. I guess that depends on, I mean, again, you know, if you do it too much, maybe, but my hope would be that, you know, you probably, I mean, how often do you change doll eyes? I tend to like, once I find the eyes for the doll, they stay there. Like, I don't change doll eyes like wigs.
No, I mean, like, you might have one eye in that you really like, but then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I bet this version of pink eyes will look really good in such and such a doll. But it's not going to be something where you change the eyes like every day, you know?
Yeah. Tempest Strife says maybe it should be a magnet or a peg or something. I don't know that with a magnet or a peg you're going to get the force you need to keep them pressed against the back of the eye. But yeah, we'll see. Would love to see the other side of this, and to see, you know, or you know, Danny, if there's a easy answer that eyes will be positionable on this, that would be absolutely amazing. But I don't necessarily see why. It's an edge case. Like, I don't know that he would be designing for that edge case on one body type.
Right.
And I don't know that we would see something like this, except for with magnets. I think I've seen somebody make something similar for either for Smart Doll or Dolphy Dream, where it magnets to the front, or magnets to the back side of the face, and locks the eyes in that way. So maybe you can get strong enough magnets to do it. And maybe that's something that would. I just wonder: is there something we could do for all eyes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or I shouldn't, not all eyes. All, like, even vinyl dolls.
Right. Like, and, you know, like, for one thing, we're also dealing, like, is that going to happen in the normal heads now? Like, or is it only going to be for the faceplate? That kind of thing. Yeah, I'm assuming that right now this is the design for the faceplate.
Yeah, I don't see, I mean, this is all because he's custom designing this injection mold, and can make this exactly the way they want it.
It's also much easier to see what they're doing, and easier to work in that space in the faceplate than it is to work in the full head.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plus, for the fact that, I mean, just having faceplates, even if this were just putty, having faceplates would make eye adjustment so much easier.
Oh yeah. And you could, if you had like multiples of the head, you could pre-prep them if you wanted to.
I shouldn't say that. You still have for photography, you want minute adjustment, and you want to be able to use like those little
like Dolphin Dream
tip.
has the soft tip thing where you can push the eye.
You want something like that so that you don't have to mess with the wig. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, with these faceplates design, you'd still be pulling it out, like the wig is on top of it. So that still would, you know, it definitely is, once it's out, really much easier to work with, though. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool, very interesting. Would love to see, can't wait to see more and get some of the details on, is this movable or is this locking them into the perfect position?
Right.
So that brings us to, of course, the time of the show where we say, hey, how you doing? Are you enjoying yourself? If you are, please give this video a thumbs up and help spread it to more people. You're doing it off screen.
Off there it is.
Yeah. Open up Handpack One and give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate it, and all of your support.
This is my version of like Mahalo.
Yes. Dolls Rescue says, love your mascot for the evening. Do you want to talk about her at all?
I chose her just because I knew that I'm bringing some of my sewing to Smart Doll Outpost. This is an outfit that I made. This is from the Requiem Arts Rad Doll Clothes pattern. But this is Rosemary, my blue future, wearing my DC Lolita outfit. So this is an example of the kind of things that I like to do. I love Lolita. I love, you know, old-fashioned gowns and things like that.
Trims and layers.
Lace and flowers and bows. And, you know, that's kind of what you're going to get from me.
Yeah, and we're going to get from me right now is a dance. Well, not me personally.
He's going to dance.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long, and sing on to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone.
All right. Thank you so much for all your entries this week. Great photos.
Thank you, War Sheep, for the first photo of Fusion in the Smarty Party.
Yep. Love to see that. I wanted to call out Cornflower Blue for I'm actually gonna literally pull this back up.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a perfect example.
If I can get it to go over there properly, get it on the other screen for you all.
Little impromptu graphics here.
All right. So, this picture from Cornflower Blue is the perfect example of how the extra step of altering the aim, the direction of the eyes makes for such good expressions.
This is a really good shot.
Yeah.
I really like this photo. I love the heels in the air and everything. That's very good.
It really actually it deals with the it shortens the doll because it's not foreshortening, the opposite, but it's essentially you're losing a lot of the length of the doll, and so she looks much more natural. But very cool. And Tempest Drive says, "Oh, is that a quote of Pulp Fiction in it? Isn't it?" I think this is very much giving Pulp Fiction Uma Thurman vibes. But yeah, the eyes. It's all about the eyes.
And Cornflower Blue says, "Thank you." She's on the Gen 2 frame.
Yep.
So it actually looks really, really good. Good shot.
Yeah. How? I mean, I think this would do it in a thing. Does she have a massive gap somewhere between her bust and her torso?
I'm gonna bet that piece of lace from the nice tea is concealing that,
strategically covering. Yeah, it's all about angles, people. But love it. So yeah, thank you all for that. What time do we have? Nothing's been crazy happening in chat, but if there's any questions you guys have, we have a
if anybody
minutes.
has something they want to talk about, drop it in the chat.
I can't. We still have the photo up over here, and can't stop looking at it. She's looking at me.
I will tell you, I'm excited to go to the Bay Area because I have never been to California. I have been to most of our states, and California has still been something I've been waiting to do.
Yep. And I'm not going to be there.
Honestly, if someone can do it, like 2 weeks in California in October is a great thing because you could hit up LA ComicCon and then go up to Anime Impulse and have a doll vacation.
The thing I love about the Bay Area and Bay Area, you start getting into like Silicon Valley and stuff like that, like San Jose. I love the biomes that you have within about a few hours drive in any direction.
Because California is so huge.
Well, but it's like specifically that area. You've got up into wine country. You've got the redwoods. You've got up into the mountains, past those down to the beaches. There's so much you can see nature-wise, even. But yeah,
But I'm only going to be there for 3 days. I'm barely going to have time to see anything. I'm going to be at the convention. So, and then I'm coming home because I can't afford to extend because we're going to Japan right after.
Tempest Strife apparently agrees with you, Sandy. If we hated money but loved a fun time, yeah.
You can't love money and a fun time.
And Japan is eating her budget this year, and understand.
Yeah, we it was something where it was like we had originally said no, and then we decided that John could stay home, not miss work, and take care of the dog, and I could go to California.
Yeah, we're already having such a hard time figuring out what to do with the dog for the 2 weeks in Japan, let alone then leaving her alone a few weeks before that. Lee says my members of California are just in Riverside County. We had 3 seasons: summer, fire, and monsoon.
Yeah.
That I loved visiting California. I don't know. My sister lives out in LA, and I don't know if I would live out there all the time.
I think it depends. It's one of the extreme areas. Like they have them on the East Coast too. Like we have like Vermont always talks about having mud season because you have this whole long period where the temps are just cold enough, but like not too cold, so nothing dries out, and it's just mud. It's awful. Yeah, everybody's got something, and of course, everybody's got construction season too, which is a favorite ad. So I think it really does have 4 seasons, Lee, because I'm going to bet construction season happens there too.
Yeah, but I mean, depending on where you are, that's just every day. I think. I don't think
That's
it's
true
seasonal.
because for like where we've lived, snow creates like not much construction going on, but as soon as it starts to clear up,
Yep,
it's construction season.
Oops. Carla says, "I love visiting San Francisco area. I just got back actually." Yeah, again, San Francisco is a different animal to LA. But yeah, we need to find some more time. I wish we were both able to go and that we could take a little bit more time. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could go too. I don't like traveling without him. Just because it's more fun with him.
Because she can't princess out.
Yeah, like you see those videos where like they're walking through the airport and the guy is like, like, okay, I've got to get to the gate here. We've got to go do this and we've got to go do that. And I've got to bring the luggage. And I'm trudging ahead with the luggage. And then the woman is like walking along going, oh, okay, that's all right. We're going there. That's me. If I'm with him, if I'm with him, I shut down like the control part of my brain and just go with him. Like, I don't really pay attention.
But you're a big girl.
I'm a big. I can do it. Yeah. I'm perfectly capable of getting myself through an airport and whatnot.
But if you don't have to, why bother?
But yeah, it's just like being passenger princess. It's just it applies to the airport too.
I think that's just generally travel in general. Weebaloo says, I'm hoping to make it to Anime Impulse and bring one of my smart dolls. I love to see all these creators I look up to. It's a lot of fun, and we love meeting, all these people, like, yeah, other creators in the doll community, but doll, collectors as well. I am honestly gonna miss more than just being in California, like just being with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like being with the rest of the doll community is really fun. And in fact, come and talk to me. And I don't, like I will be wanting to talk to people. Come talk to me.
Yeah, and you're not gonna be able to get pulled away from the booth, well, that much, depending on like what's going on. So definitely walk up, say hi. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's it. It's not too much else. Questions or any conversation topics in chat. So we will we'll be, of course, letting you know as we get closer. I'd love to maybe give a preview at some point of what Sandy's going to bring, and then we'll start pulling like all-nighters, both of us sewing stuff. I think at some point.
I will be enlisting him to do some things, things that won't drive him insane. But yeah, we will be showing you as I progress in what I'm bringing. I'm not bringing a lot. I don't have time to make a lot, but I will be bringing some pieces, and we'll be showing them to you as we go on and progress towards October.
Yep.
So that's it for us, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye. Bye.